to remember it's a 35-foot boat, and I'm having a lot of fun getting my memory jogged here. Good railing, good supports. I was reminded that when I installed these vertical stanchions here, we made a drain that comes down here. So there's a drain right above there. The water that drains from the boat deck comes inside this stainless steel. There's a swim ladder here for getting in the water. Greg Light, who was the previous owner, added this amazing swim platform back here and put the staples in here. Really makes the boat a lot more comfortable for getting on and off. I don't know of any other 35s who have this. I think it's a great addition.
It's one of my favorite features of this boat.
Yeah, yeah. Because this is your driveway, and you come in by your dinghy or you're going swimming.
Yep.
You notice that there's not a lot of exterior teak, but a beautiful teak cap rail here. The door swings in, and that was another big decision we had to make. So you have this door swings in right here. No door on this side, but we put non-skid here so that if you did need to go on and off the boat, you would have some support there. Add the rails. I mentioned the draining. Good size bulwark here. Recessed hawse pipes. Over on this side, if we trade places, this is the one door from the dock, and you notice that it swings in. So that if you're at a marina with pilings, you don't have it stuck out there and come in and clip it off. So all these things were thought about as to which way we put it, how it should be done. The boats came with a choice of a propane or electric cooktop in the galley. This boat has the propane. They all have this area here, this little chamber, this locker. And on this one, you see the two propane tanks are in there. It's got an alarm in it, it vents overboard. If you didn't get the propane, this would be a little storage locker. People put life jackets or other pet supplies, whatever they want to do in there. The lazarette is amazing. I'll get to that in a second. Let me just open this, close this back up. This comes in with the pelican hook. The first boats, I went to West Marine and I bought some of those little macrame lanyards for all the pull rings, so it'd be easier for us old people buying these boats and working things. So here is the lazarette. And Kurt, you have an amazing job of getting this nice and tidy. I'm going to sit down here for a second. I will point out that this is not the original non-skid. Over time, sometimes the diamond plating in the non-skid gets some gel coat cracks. It's a cosmetic thing. It's just kind of a nuisance. So this was ground down, and then the stipple paint was put on here. Really looks great, but you'll see the regular non-skid as we go around. Gas spring shocks, a good gasketed door to keep the water out. And then you pop down here and you've got a lot of room. Air conditioning compressors over on the port side. Steering behind me. Here's the propane locker right here. Steering system, easy to get to. Easy to get to. I even had a little folding step on the forward bulkhead, so it'd be easier to get in and out of here. So I could probably spend 10 minutes down here, but I don't really feel like it right now. Just come on up. Put those back in. These could be pretty dangerous if those are left up. Those are big
toe stubbers.
Yeah, so two lockers back aft for storing gear. Again, the Dutch door. This is a great place to put a couple of chairs, maybe a little table, and check out the view. You're covered overhead the whole length. That was something we also thought about. Some of the boats in the Pacific Northwest added the isinglass screens and kind of made this all one big outer deck area that's protected. Shore power connections right here, fuel fills outboard on both sides. And then if we go forward, you have a rail to grab onto. There's walking side decks on both sides. As you're coming forward, we had the yard make a little fence up here that you can kind of run your hand along. It's sort of a built-in handrail. And then actual handrails here. There's the pilot house. But I come forward, it's kind of a crab walk side deck. As you get further forward, you have more room. All the way up forward, instead of having stanchions with lifelines, we've got the classic Nordhavn stainless steel tubes all the way around. A little socket here for burgee, and we even had the yard drill a hole here so it would drain out water. There's your double ankle rollers. Here's the bail we added there to make the keep the chain in line with the gypsy so it wouldn't come out. The standard classic Nordhavn anchor well that's recessed, so these drain down below. These are the cleats we were talking about earlier too. These are big cleats. They're way too big for this boat. Massive Nordhavn 5762. There's a little stainless steel strip right here so you don't get chafing with the lines. The Dorade boxes with two Dorade vents. These both feed fresh air to the owner cabin. Lumar hatch, and there are screens right there, so put a cover over it or put some screens on it. The galley and the head hatches are there. There's a hatch for the pilot house. The mast and boom serve as the dinghy launching apparatus, and they have these forward tending struts, which has this bar here to keep them from wobbling a little bit. The radar arch was designed so that if you wanted to truck the boat, this radar is mounted a little bit too far forward. It shouldn't have come forward of this, but we designed it so you could come down, lower the mast so that the radar arch was the support. And then in that burgee socket, we had the next size up mast section with a little welded tube in it like this, and you could then lower the mast into that, tie it up, and shift the boat across country. At the time, this is early 2000s, it was about $10,000 to shift the boat across country. I don't know how many people have done that anymore, but the idea was you can have your boat and you can ship it wherever you want on land. The boat deck has all of the dinghy, the horns, a few things. There are some folding mast steps here for getting up there, some handrails, and we have a crow's nest on this one, which was a very popular option. So
maybe singularly one of the most interested features of everybody gets on this boat wants to go up to the crow's nest and stand up there and do a Titanic pose.
Yes. I'm sailing. That's Bill Murray too. All right, so let's stop there and I'll get up here and we'll point out some of the features on the boat deck.